Hello! We're coming to you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where Iggy and I are continuing our continued tradition, which we are continuing,
Yep.
of reviewing Passover cereals so you don't have to. I'm your host, Rabbi Mark Goodman, and this is my able assistant, Iggy. Aster couldn't be with us this year, not feeling up to it. Too much matzah in the first couple days. All right, and with that, I'm going to give you an option, Iggy. We have two Passover products that we can choose to review this year. You can either review a Passover cereal or this exciting new purchase that I made this year for Passover. It's mayonnaise. Yes, mayonnaise. Lieber's own mayonnaise with horseradish. I don't know why they invented it. I don't know what it's for. But Iggy, if you would like to try it, we can go with that. This or Passover cereal?
I'll take the cereal.
Yeah, cereal over mayonnaise any day. I will be reviewing mayonnaise on my own in a separate video. I'm excited to try this. Those might be very dangerous last words. All right, with that, this year we are reviewing Savta's Passover Granola. Now you may be saying, what are you doing, Rabbi? This is not within the rules. You are supposed to be reviewing a pre-made Passover product sold in the greater Pittsburgh area. But no, I basically got to the point where I went into the store and I looked at everything and I was like, everything is a iteration of something that we have already had. There were 3 different versions of the same honey ringio type things that Lieber's made. There were several fruit ringio type things. I don't think any of them you would have liked, and if we need to, we'll review them next year. But so this is a cereal that I brought with me from my wife's house. We went home one year. Sonia gave me all the recipes, and we made it one year, and it was pretty good, and people liked it. I made it myself this year, and I feel pretty good about it. Basically, it's matzah farfel, it's nuts, it's dried fruit, and it is, what else is the important ingredient in there? Sugar, basically honey and brown sugar and a lot of butter. So should be pretty interesting. If you want to slow it down or hit pause on the video, you have the recipe now. All right, and with that, on to the taste test. Now, it's a little unfair because I've already had a bowl. I had some the other day. And, you know, it's as I remember it, and it's quite good. All right. And now for the milk. It's easy to make. It takes about a half an hour. You bake at 325. Can't complain. You could swap out some nut choices for others. And at the end, I'll give you my review of what I think I would change in the recipe if I had a choice. All right, Iggy?
Mm-hmm.
On the count of 3. Reaches across. I'm not getting any better at doing these videos. Sometimes I remember that everything has to be staged anyways. And dig in.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. You're noticing there's a lot of chewing.
It's too crunchy.
Too crunchy. Interesting.
Too chewy.
Too chewy. So, I could have gone with cranberries, dried cranberries, or I could have gone with raisins. I went with dried cranberries. That was a mistake. The dried cranberries are too chewy. So, that's the thing. But if you avoid the cranberries, and you just get a crunchies. It's very chewy. No doubt. No.
Could be softer, yeah.
Could be softer. So it's really the opposite of what we've been doing in the past, where it like melts in your mouth. So, all right, on mouthfeel, it's too much work, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about sweetness?
It's pretty sweet. Like,
yeah.
It's just not. I can't relish in the sweetness because it's just so much mouth work. Yeah.
There's a lot of chewing, which is not bad. I mean, you're burning calories while eating it because your jaw is getting a workout. So there's that. But yeah, it's not necessarily. It's a little bit too chewy, which I think if I if I switch to raisins, this would be maybe better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Would you eat it again?
Mm-mm.
No, we're really running out of breakfast cereals. Remember, this all started because when Iggy was small, he only wanted Honey Nut Cheerios at Passover, and we were trying to find something that would be a suitable substitution, and we have really not succeeded in that effect. All right. Any final thoughts on Savta's matzah Passover granola?
I'm not going to Savta.
What?
I'm not going to Savta's house next.
Not going to next year. Not in Jerusalem. Yeah, that's the review. And by the way, so if you're wondering, does Iggy spare the feelings of direct relatives any more so or less so than the Liebers Corporation? The answer is no. Liebers gets the same treatment as Savta. Savta gets the same treatment as Liebers.
I love Savta.
We love Savta.
Her cooking is amazing.
Her cooking is amazing.
But
Liebers maybe less so. All right, I'm actually going to keep eating the bowl. I like it. I would just say this. The recipe calls for a lot of honey and a little bit of brown sugar. Flip that script. I think more brown sugar, less honey would probably be better. Also, the recipe calls for probably a little bit too much honey, so you can dial it back and it'll come out okay. All right, with that, this has been another year of reviewing breakfast cereals with Iggy and Mark. We are your faithful hosts, and thank you for joining us.